The room smelled like money and desperation, champagne, polished marble, quiet lies. My wife's nails dug into my arm as the valet handed over the keys. "Stay in the back," she hissed, lips smiling for anyone watching. "Don't embarrass me." I nodded. I'd learned long ago that obedience made people careless. The gala was for the new owner, the billionaire who had quietly acquired controlling interest in the company where my wife worked and where I had once built everything that mattered. No one knew her face. That was intentional. Ghosts don't make headlines. I stood near the shadows, nursing a drink I wouldn't finish, watching my wife perform. Laugh too loud, touch too long, ambition disguised as charm. She didn't look at me once. Then the room shifted. Not louder, not quieter, sharper. The billionaire arrived without announcement, no entourage, no forced smile, just presence, the kind that bends conversations around it. She scanned the room once, ignored my wife completely, and walked straight to me. Her eyes locked onto mine like she'd found land after drowning. Her hands trembled when she reached for my sleeve. Tears welled, real ones, the kind you can't rehearse. "I've been looking for you for 28 years, she whispered. "I never thought I'd see you again." The glass slipped from my wife's hand and shattered on marble. That sound, that clean, fragile break, was the moment everything aligned. I met my wife when I was useful, when my ideas still belonged to me and my name still carried weight. I built systems, she built appearances. Together we looked like a future. Until I trusted her. I signed what she put in front of me. Deferred compensation, retirement trust, tax efficiency, she said. Security, she said. I was tired, I believed her. Then came the affair. Subtle at first, a phone turned face down, late meetings, a CFO who lingered too long. I didn't confront, I watched. Betrayal isn't loud, it's procedural. The day she asked me to step back from the company for optics, I understood. She wanted the throne without the architect. She wanted my silence more than my love. I gave her both. What she didn't know was that the trust she dismissed as irrelevant had clauses written by someone who plans exits for a living. Voting rights, contingencies, a trigger tied to termination without cause. I waited. When the CEO leaned across his desk weeks later, smug and certain, he thought he was ending a chapter. "You're outdated. We're done here," he hissed. I replied quietly, "Understood." That was the moment the retirement trust activated its voting rights. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. The agenda had only one item: who just fired the person who owned 76% of the shares? The billionaire's name is Mara. She was my sister. We were separated young. Systems break families before they break laws. I disappeared into work. She disappeared into survival. We rebuilt in parallel, unaware until capital crossed blood. She found me through a signature embedded in old code, mine. She followed it like a breadcrumb trail across decades. When she hugged me at the gala, it wasn't nostalgia, it was recognition. My wife tried to recover. She always did. She laughed too brightly, stepped forward, extended a hand. Mara didn't take it. "I'm sorry," she said, eyes never leaving mine. "Do we know each other?" The humiliation landed perfectly, surgical. I watched my wife's face cycle through confusion, calculation, fear. Good. The execution was clean. The board voted, the CEO resigned for personal reasons, the CFO was escorted out before lunch, stock froze, lawyers swarmed. I stayed invisible until I didn't. The confrontation happened in our kitchen, same place she once promised forever. She stood barefoot, shaking, holding her phone like it could save her. "You planned this," she said. I didn't deny it. "You used me." I considered that, then shook my head. "You underestimated me. There's a difference." I told her about the trust, about the votes, about the clauses she never read because she thought love made me harmless. She slid down the cabinet, crying. I felt nothing. Not anger, not triumph, just clarity. Power isn't loud, it's patient. Mara offered me a seat on the board. I declined. "I'm done being visible," I said. She understood. She always had. Now I build quietly. I fund systems that don't break families. I leave rooms before people notice I was there. My wife moved out within a week. The company issued apologies. None were addressed to me. That's fine. Justice doesn't require acknowledgement, only balance. Sometimes, late at night, I think about that glass shattering on marble, how a single sound can signal the end of a lie. I don't regret the silence. I don't regret the wait. They thought I was outdated. They were right.